guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin.
5 years had passed since the end of the Tournament of Power, in which all the universes were in absolute peace. Nevertheless, old gods had been eliminated by Zeno-sama in the same way, had returned to life thanks to the desire that Android 17 had asked the Dragon Balls. At that time, the great Zeno-sama had granted Goku the position of Supreme Destroyer God, but Goku with his friendly personality would reject it immediately. However, it was convincing him that since the same Daishinkan-sama was going to offer him a great training, when he is able to overcome the power of both guardians of Zeno-sama, this would excite too much to the Saiyan, which accepted with the only condition of not destroying planets where beings of good heart inhabit. With that condition is the only one that I'll become the supreme god of destruction. Alright, I accept your condition, my friend Goku. But this didn't please both guardians, who did not believe that a mere mortal would put conditions on a king at all. That miserable mortal doesn't deserve the position of Supreme Destroyer God. Thank you very much, friend. And tomorrow, I'll communicate with Daishinkan-sama to go to your palace. Alright, I trust you, friend. Goku would spend that day with all his family and loved ones, since the training that he would carry out would take a long time, because to be named a Supreme God, he had to be able to face all the gods at the same time and defeat them without any difficulty. On that day, Goku would eat his favorite foods, and the next day, he'd say goodbye to all his family and would communicate telepathically with the great priest. Daishinkan-sama, I'm ready. Ready, Mr. Goku. I will go pick you up right now. Daishinkan at that moment opened a portal to planet Earth, arriving in a few seconds. I hope you're ready, Mr. Goku, because the training you will be doing is one of the most complicated trainings. I'm ready. I'll do what's necessary to increase my power and be able to protect my family. Goku and Daishinkan would arrive to the Kingdom of Everything. At the moment of arrival, Goku would greet both Zeno-samas. After talking for a few minutes, Goku was ready to perform his great training. Lord Goku, your first training will be to master the Ultra Instinct in its entirety and defeat the guardians of Zeno-sama. Okay, Daishinkan-sama. At that moment, Goku and both guardians would begin to train in the outskirts of the Kingdom of Everything. Both guardians were not at all happy to have to train this mortal. However, they were the orders of great Zeno-sama, and after a few weeks of training, Goku was able to reach the Ultra Instinct, but he wasn't able to master it 100%. You have to try harder, since your power is still very low, so you'll never be able to be the Supreme Destroyer God. I'm trying my best, but you guys are too fast. I'm not able to keep up with you. After a few weeks, the Saiyan was able to reach the Ultra Instinct to dominate it at will. However, from that moment, his power began to have a slow increase of ki, that is, unlike before, which could overcome its limits with ease, this time he wasn't able to take his body beyond the limit. What's wrong with my body? Why can't I increase my powers anymore? What's wrong, Mr. Goku? Your process has slowed down considerably. Are you not comfortable with training of both guardians? I don't know what's wrong with my body. I can't increase my powers anymore. If I do, it's very minimal form. If you continue with this performance, I'm afraid to tell you that you won't be suitable for the position of the Supreme Destroyer God. I understand, Daishinkan-sama. Don't worry. Goku at that moment would accede to the Ultra Instinct, starting to train with both guardians again. However, after one more month, Goku's power increased in a significant way. That's right, it seemed not to have increased at all. Daishinkan-sama, it seems that this is my limit as a Saiyan. I'm not able to do anything else. I understand, Mr. Goku. Don't worry, just tell Zeno-sama and I'll leave him on planet Earth right now. Goku at that moment would say goodbye to Zeno-sama and ask for an apology. But as Goku is the best friend of the King of Everything, nothing would happen. Zeno-sama would tell him not to worry, that this usually happens sometimes, but not to give up and continue training on planet Earth. Daishinkan at that moment would open a portal taking Goku back to his home. However, both guardians were very upset because the Saiyan had made them lose their valuable time. When Goku arrived to planet Earth, he was very thoughtful in questioning why his power was not increasing as before. So at that moment, Goku was going to the planet Beerus, where he felt the key of Vegeta to ask him about the limits of the Saiyan race. Goku would use his teleportation, arriving quickly. Hello, Mr. Whis, Mr. Beerus. How have you been all this time? Oh, but it's Mr. Goku. I understand that the High Priest was going to be in charge of training him. What happened? Knowing Goku's potential, he's already mastered all the techniques that the High Priest taught him. That's why he's the most powerful warrior in the Universe 7. Goku at that moment, a little sad, would deny everything Beerus said. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Beerus, but it's not like that. It didn't happen. But since I was able to master the Ultra Instinct, my power didn't increase as before. Beerus at that moment would be very surprised, since it seemed that Son Goku's power had reached its limit, and wouldn't be able to increase it in the great way he used to. But at that moment, an incredible power would be felt all over that place. That's right, the great power belonged to the Saiyan Vegeta, who had accessed Ultra Ego. I felt your ki, but I didn't think it was you. Your ki is very weak compared to before. Are you hiding it? No, Vegeta, that's why I'm here. I don't know what happened, but I'm no longer able to increase my power. Vegeta at that moment would be surprised that he would even return to his base state. What did you say? It can't be possible. The power of a Saiyan knows no limits. I thought by training with the High Priest you'd be able to reach an amazing level. Well, Mr. Goku is telling us it seems hard to believe, but it seems to be the reality. Something must be going on with your Saiyan cells, because I'm even now able to increase my power much faster than before. Goku, much more depressed, would return to planet Earth trying to understand everything that was happening. However, after all this had a logical explanation. So it is, in the 5 years that had passed, the 6 ancient gods had been commissioned to investigate how it was that they came back to life. Realizing the incredible power of Son Goku, that he had been able to master an angelic technique at such a young age, the most powerful god of the 6 had the order to seal the advance of the Saiyan. At the moment, he had reached the Ultra Instinct to not raise suspicions, even manipulating the Guardians to damage his energy veins at the same time of training. It seems that everything is going perfectly. The Saiyan named Goku is no longer able to increase his power. With the seal that we have put on him, and even the Zalama dragon will be able to help him. I think this is excellent. That Saiyan was the only K1 capable of doing something against us, since he is able to increase his power quickly. Returning to planet Earth, one of the ancient gods were flying over the planet and without warning would charge a gigantic attack, which would be able to reduce the Earth to simple cosmic dust. Goku, realizing such a bestial attack, would quickly access the Ultra Instinct, and using a large part of his power, was able to deflect such overwhelming power. But the explosion created would be felt by the deities of Universe 7, even by Vegeta, which would quickly head towards the planet Earth, which was the place where the power came from. Who the hell are you? And why do you want to destroy the planet Earth? So you are the Saiyan that reached the Ultra Instinct. I thought you were on the planet of the useless Beerus, but I will have some fun with you. Toa at that moment would begin to move at an overwhelming speed, starting to give a rain of blows to the Saiyan, who was able to dodge each one of his blows with great difficulty. Well, even though you have sealed the advance of your power, you're still a very powerful being. What do you mean? You've sealed my power? What do you mean you... Wow, so you still don't know. I'll explain it to you quickly. We are the ancient gods, or better known as the rebel gods. We were erased by the kings of everything. But about 5 years ago, we came back to life. Damn it! He came back to life because of the wish I made on the Super Dragon Balls. But tell me, why did they seal my power? We ancient gods have thought of ending the life of every divine being. But you were the only hindrance, since your power increased in an amazing way. So we decided to seal it with the master of the Ultra Instinct. Damn it, for that reason, I'm no longer able to increase my power. I swear that even with this power, I'll finish you off! At that precise moment, the deities of Universe 7 would arrive and would quickly recognize Toa. But what the hell? If you're Toa, the goddess destroyer of the Universe 5, how the hell are you here? Well, if it isn't Beerus, the laziest god among the 18. Beerus, annoyed, would throw himself against Toa. However, Toa, taking the battle much more seriously, began to exchange blows with Beerus, which Beerus would get hurt in exchange. While this was happening, Goku would tell what happened with his power to Whis, who would be very surprised by what Goku said. Mr. Goku, what you have just told me is of utmost importance. If even the ancient gods feel your power, it's because you are destined to be an extremely powerful warrior. Avenge us. What do you mean by that, Whis? That goddess is even more powerful than me. I know that even if we fight together, we have no chance of winning. But you will be the one to finish them off. I'll send you to Universe 6 to the planet Saldala. No, Whis, wait! Whis at that moment would send Goku to fly at an amazing speed, even being able to cross the universal barrier that existed between each universe. At that moment, Vegeta would access the Ultra Ego, releasing the power to the max. I don't care that you're even more powerful than an angel. I'll not die without a fight. At that moment, Vegeta would communicate telepathically with Goku. Kakarot, the most amazing warrior I've ever met. I hope that when this is all over, you'll revive us. I'll be training in the other world, and I want that battle that we never had. At that moment, Vegeta and Whis rushed against Toa, which without any effort, just with the life of each of them, including the planet Earth, at that time that Goku arrived to the planet Sadala, was unconscious and very badly injured. But Caulifa would find him, realizing that it was the Saiyan of Universe 7.
Wow, but if you're the old man of Goku, I don't know what you're doing here. But you're very serious. I'll help you heal your wounds so that you can train me.
Caulifa would take the body of Goku, leaving that place. Caulifa had been able to find Goku, taking him with her. At that moment of arriving to Caulifa's lair, she would lie him down on a bed so that he would be able to heal all his wounds. However, at that moment, Kale would arrive, being very surprised to observe the most powerful Saiyan of the 12 universes in those terrible conditions. Sister Caulifa, what happened to Mr. Goku? How is it possible that the most powerful Saiyan of the 12 universes is in that condition?
I don't know, Kale, but the being that did this to him must be an extremely powerful subject, since he was able to defeat the old man Goku, and he has mastered a technique that even the gods wish to master it.
Sister, we better call Kaba. He must know what we can give to Mr. Goku so that he can recover.
Excellent idea, Kale. Go look for that good-for-nothing.
Kale at that moment would go away at a great speed. That's right, all the warriors of the 12 universes at the end of the Tournament of Power had continued with their training to be able to be one of the strongest universes. So the strength, speed, and endurance of each of them had increased in an amazing way. At that moment, Kale would arrive accompanied by Kaba, which in the same way would be very astonished to realize the conditions that Goku was in. What happened to Mr. Goku?
We don't know, but we have tried to pass energy to him and his body rejects it. We want to know if he had some kind of medicine that could help him.
The only one that has that kind of medicine is Hit, a legendary assassin.
We were partners in the Tournament of Power, so I doubt he'll refuse to communicate with you, because if this old man dies, I won't be able to reach the Super Saiyan Blue.
Kaba at that moment would start trying to communicate telepathically with Hit, succeeding in doing so.
What the hell do you want, Kaba? I haven't heard from you since the tournament ended 5 years ago.
Hit, please help us. We have Mr. Goku's body here on our planet, and it's in a fatal condition. If we don't do something here, he'll die. Hit, just like everyone else, would be very surprised because Son Goku even surpassed his power.
At that very moment, I'm heading there.
Hit was on a planet doing one of his jobs as a mercenary, so he killed the planet's boss with a lethal blow to the heart and quickly set off across the universe until he reached the planet of the Saiyans.
What happened to him? How could a being as powerful as Goku be left in this condition?
Hit would be taking out some spheres, something unusual. However, at that moment, he would eat them, being vain since Goku's body did not respond and he didn't be able to eat anything.
Damn it! It's my turn to give him the divine water.
Hit at that moment would take out a beautiful bottle and would throw a large amount of water in the mouth of the Saiyan.
What was that, Hit?
It is divine water, one that I've collected in one of my many missions. But this has been the best reward that I've obtained, since it is able to heal any wound, no matter what divine rank it possesses.
At that moment, Goku began to vomit too much blood. That's right, being able to even stain the entire floor. However, after a few moments, Goku would be out of his combat again.
Hit, was that a good or a bad sign?
I really don't know, Caulifa. It's the first time something like this has been happening.
A few days would pass, however, Goku's body would show no signs of life. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, everything was totally destroyed. Or better said, everything was at a complete atom. Since there was no planets or galaxies, everything had been destroyed by Toa.
How boring. I'd better go back to my other companions. I have nothing interesting to do in this place.
Toa at that beginning of the moment would be at incredible speed, gathering in Universe 18, which was the most powerful of all. At the moment of arriving, a being of extremely intimidating appearance would stand in front of Toa. Toa,
You have eliminated all of Universe 7, but have you eliminated the Saiyan?
No, I haven't eliminated him, since the damn angel was able to send him to another universe. But we shouldn't worry, since his power is sealed.
The guy named Akuma would expel a large part of his power, making Toa very nervous. That's right, the power he was releasing was amazing.
Damn it, Toa. I warned you that with the Saiyan race you shouldn't trust. Right now I want you to go back and finish off that damn Saiyan. We can't fail this time.
As you command, Akumo-sama. I'm so sorry. I'll finish off Son Goku quickly and come back.
At that moment, Toa would return precisely to Universe 7 and begin to follow some trace of Goku's energy. But it would be useless since his ki had completely disappeared. Meanwhile, with Goku, he still didn't wake up, but his whole body began to be filled with a great amount of energy. That's right, without anyone noticing, Goku's body was accumulating an incredible power. Since the substances that Goku expelled from his body weeks ago was a demonic paradise, which infested and destroyed the energy veins of its bearer, leaving him completely useless in the battlefield. But when Hit granted him the divine water, he was able to expel every particle of the seal that the ancient gods had placed on him, starting his energy to run through his body normally. And even the power that before he had not been able to release with the training of Daishinken and the Guardians this time was flowing. Returning to the ruins of Universe 7, Toa at that precise moment would feel a small essence of Goku's power.
So, you're still alive. Apparently, you're a somewhat difficult subject to finish, but now with my own eyes, I'll witness your damn death.
Toa at lightning speed would begin to move across the universe, being able to cross the universal barrel of Universe 7 to 6. At the time of doing so, would quickly reach the planet of the Saiyans, where the essence of Goku was even more powerful.
So you were hiding in this damn place. Miserable mortal, your time to die has come.
Toa, at that moment, with his great power, would be able to create a powerful dragon attack, which was heading quickly towards the planet, but a powerful attack would be able to counter it.
Mythical Dragon Killer.
A similar dragon of power would come out of Hit's entire body, starting to collide with each other. But at that moment, both attacks would scatter into thousands of lightning bolts.
Wow, what do we have here? A being that proclaims himself as an assassin. How interesting. I don't want anything from you. If you want to give me the Saiyan hiding in that house, I'll leave without destroying anything.
Not at all. So you're the one who left Goku in that condition. Because of him, I'll defeat you. Because thanks to him, we have all come back to life.
Hit and Toa at that moment began a close battle which could not be seen a clear winner. However, the powerful assassin was overshadowed by the power of the goddess Toa, which in each exchange of blows increased much more in power, beginning to cause great damage to Hit. In a moment, Hit would be able to use his jump in time, taking a little distance and communicate telepathically with Caulifa.
Caulifa and Kale, get out of this place. This goddess wants to kill Son Goku. It must be for an important reason. We can't let her kill him. Keep giving him this to him.
Hit at that moment would throw the divine water at both girls, and at that moment, he would use time jump again, but at an extreme level which had taken away 50% of his current power, being able to send the three warriors far away from that planet.
It doesn't matter if you finish me off. Goku is safe now.
Damn worm, you're nothing compared to me, and you have been able to make me angry. I will play with you until you confess to me where you sent Son Goku.
The three warriors had arrived to an inhospitable planet in which Caulifa would again make Goku drink the divine water, but this time nothing would happen. That's right, Goku would remain unconscious.
Kale, I can't let him fight alone, because if he falls, all the beings of Universe 6 will fall with him. We must do something.
I'm ready, sister. We'll become very powerful, and if we make the fusion, we'll be able to face him. Kale and Caulifla at that moment would make a fusion, giving birth again to Caulifla, and at a great speed would go towards the battlefield, observing Hit in a terrible condition. Unable to do anything, Caulifla at that moment would give him a great kick, when realizing that Toa had been able to cover herself in spite of attacking her from her blind spot.
Damn it, Caulifla. Even though you fused, you won't be able to do anything.
I don't care about that. I'm not going to run away like a coward while my capital is being completely humiliated.
You are a true Saiyan.
Hidden Caulifla at that moment would rush towards Toa, being able to give him a few blows. However, for the goddess, those blows wouldn't have any effect. Starting to attack in the same way, but the blows that she connected to both warriors caused an incredible damage. At that moment, Toa would increase power to 45%.
I was never forced to use more than 50% of my power with you, but now I will finish with every planet in this universe, so that Son Goku will also die.
Toa at that moment would begin to gather a great amount of energy. However, Hidden Caulifla would not be left behind, since at that moment both would launch an attack to prevent him to finish the charging of his definitive technique. However, each attempt would be useless.
Divine Destroyer! Universal Annihilation!
At that moment, a great sphere of energy would come out of Toa's hands and would take a form of a golden dragon. That's right, the attack was so powerful that even everything around him would be destroyed. Hidden Caulifla launched their most powerful techniques, but the dragon will pulverize them completely.
It seems that this has been our end.
If we have to die, we'll die together with the pride of a warrior.
At that moment, that powerful dragon was about to hit them. At his back, he would hear a resounding
hit from the heavenly dragon! Divine annulment!
At that moment, an incredible silver-colored dragon would be able to be observed. It would reduce Toa's powerful attack to simple atoms. But Goku's attack would not end, since the great dragon continued towards Toa, who at that moment was dodging it. Would be surprised to witness how the dragon would do the same and would hit her directly. And Toa had to use 70% of all her power to not be so affected by this incredible attack.
Who the hell was it? A guardian angel? Since that attack was on an angelic scale.
At that moment, you could see Goku's silver eyes with a very serious look.
Of course it wasn't an angel. It was me, a simple mortal.
This is impossible. Your power was sealed.
No matter what you do, this place will be your grave.
At that moment, Goku would return to watch Hidden Caulifla.
Thank you very much for taking care of me all this time. Now, take care of this simple goddess.
Toa was about to make a move, but at that moment, a great sword would fall from the sky, completely neutralizing her. Toa had been completely neutralized. That's right, Goku's power had increased in an amazing way. Toa, at that moment, would invoke hundreds of spears to kill Son Goku. However, Goku was able to dodge each one of the energy arrows.
No matter what you do, Toa, you won't have the power to finish me off. Even if I release my sword, you won't be able to do anything to me.
It doesn't matter what you do. I'll finish you off, you damn insect.
Toa at that moment would expel so much power, being able to cause a great explosion with which he would be able to destroy the back, which had neutralized it. Toa at that moment, in spite of the dust raised, would rush against Goku, who was able to dodge each one of his blows without any difficulty. That's right, Goku had transcended the state beyond a god. Being able to dodge the attacks of the Destroyer God of Universe 15, Toa, furious at that moment, would throw a large sphere of energy, but Goku, only with stretching out one of his hands, would make it disappear.
How is it possible that you've become so powerful in such a short time?
I have no explanation for what happened to me, but apparently the seal had been completely broken, and all the power that was sealed to me has returned. That's right, the power that I had gotten from Daishenkin-sama has returned.
This can't be happening. It must be a nightmare. Yes, that's right. It's a damn nightmare. No one has been able to break free from the Supreme Seal.
Remember that I'm the mortal who overcame the gods, and you are no exception.
Goku at that moment launched himself against Toa, starting to give him some excellent blows, being able to cause him incredible damage to each exchange. That's right, the roles had been completely reversed, since this time it was Goku who dominated the battle at all, and without any difficulty. That moment, in a slight more secluded place, the merger had ended, and would return to be Kale and Caulifa.
How is it possible that Goku's old man has all this power?
I don't know, Caulifa, but power is capable of killing us in a few seconds.
I don't know, Hit. It looks like that woman just got a lot weaker.
She's still just as powerful. If we get out of this energy field that Goku created, we would be crushed just by her simple pressure. And looks like that woman is weak, since Goku's power surpasses her by dozens of times.
Goku would continue to humiliate Toa, to such an extent that Toa would choose to use 100% of all her power.
I never thought I would use all 100% of my power, much less with a mere mortal, but I won't let you get away with it. Right now, I'll finish you off, and you'll beg me to end your life.
I want to see if you could do it. Since you can say 1,000 things, but you'll have the power to defeat me? Ha! I doubt it. You're no worse than an insect.
Towa was much more furious, would raise her power to the max, reaching 100% of all her power, and at that moment would throw herself against Goku, who, in spite of the fact that Towa had increased her power to the max, was able to dodge a furtive blow. At that instant, Goku would begin to dodge each one of Towa's blows, and the only thing that made Towa more and more furious, was that he became more and more enraged.
Damn it, stay still! If you wanted me to stay still, I will. Let's see what you can do some damage with your best punch.
Towa at that moment would smile and charge all her power in her fist.
No, damn it. What are you supposed to do, Goku?
Towa's powerful punch would be able to hit Goku directly, creating a great chaos around him, since the power had been so much that even rocks around him had been destroyed by the simple slingshot of air created by the blow.
I'm finally done with you. That's what you get for underestimating me, you bastard.
I can see you're capable of destroying entire universes with amazing ease, but you're not capable of destroying a single Saiyan.
Towa at that moment would take a few steps back, realizing that in front of her was a real monster who was capable of ending her life.
That expression was what I wanted to see. You're terrified, confused, or both. You don't know how long I waited for you to see that.
Towa, at that moment, would start to fly at a great speed, trying to escape. Goku would remain standing at that place, but at that moment he would disappear in front of Towa and would collide with his chest.
Don't think you're destroying my universe that has no consequences. Now, I'll be the one to finish you.
Goku in that same instant would begin to give the beating of his life to Towa, which on this occasion was no longer able to defend herself. That's right, the power had increased in an incredible way, while the power of Goku was consistently increasing. Goku, after humiliating her after a few minutes, would throw a powerful attack which would send it throughout the universe.
That's enough!
Goku at that moment would stand in front of Hit, Caulifa, and Kale, and at that moment he would use teleportation and appear where Kaba was standing.
Sir Goku has finally completely recovered.
Goku at that moment would return to his base state, but this time he was much more serious because he knew that if he was confident, a much more powerful being would finish them off. Caulifa, since that battle, had been amazed with Goku.
Goku, do you know why those guys want to kill you? I don't know, Hit, but we must increase our powers to be extremely powerful beings.
At that moment, Goku, a little confused in the same way, would ask a few explanations of how he had arrived to the planet. Caulifa would explain everything that had happened. Goku, a little blushing, would smile since he had felt the attraction towards a Saiyan woman. Goku at that moment would tell himself,
"What is this that I feel? I'd never experienced it before."
Goku would give it importance, but the Saiyans had quite a unique connections, which would not be overlooked. However, this time they were all the much more greater danger, so they put aside what they both felt.
It'll be better to train in rooms designed for the training of a god or even an angel. I agree with you, Goku, but where are we going to get this kind of room? Don't worry about that. I trained with the High Priest. At the time I wasn't able to master his techniques, but now I'm sure I'll be able to do it.
Goku at that moment would begin to access the Ultra Instinct, beginning to raise his power to the limit. At that moment, with his great power and remembering the teachings of his master, was able to form two amazing rooms. This would leave much more captivated Caulifa with felt more and more adoration and love towards Goku.
But Goku, why did you create two rooms? What do you plan to do? You, Hit, being a legendary assassin, will train Kale and Kaba, and I'll personally train Caulifa.
Hit didn't like the idea, but he'd accept anyways. At that moment, everyone entered the designated rooms. At the moment of entering, both sides, without wasting time, would train arduously. However, in the training that Goku and Caulifa were taking, every moment were becoming much closer, until a certain day arrived at which both would give each other a kiss for the first time. Time later, in which both had continued training in the same way, some years had already passed, which Goku and Caulifa became completely close, to the point of being sure of wanting to be together.
Caulifa, I don't know what I feel, but I've never felt this way before anyone.
Goku, neither have I. You're the first man I've ever felt this good with. You're very powerful. I love that about you.
When this is all over, we could talk about what will happen to us.
But for now, we have to increase our powers. I agree with you, Goku.
Goku in all that time had been in that place. He'd been able to teach Caulifa all the divine transformations, being able to make Caulifa reach the Ultra Instinct only when her body feels in total danger. He still didn't control it 100%. Meanwhile, with the training of Hit in both Saiyans, Kale and Kaba in the same way, had managed to master the state of a god. Kaba accessing the Super Saiyan Blue, but in the case of Kale was something totally different, because although his state was the legendary Super Saiyan, his hair color didn't change in the least.
This is strange, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have increased your battle level.
After 2 more years passed, and approximately 8 days had passed since they entered the outside world, Towa in the space, very badly injured on the verge of death, would be able to communicate with Akumo.
Akumo-sama, please, help me. I'm on the verge of death, and I'm not able to regenerate myself since I don't have any energy.
Akumo would say to himself,
How is this possible? Did the angel and god of some universe attack her? No, but this is no logical reason since Toa's power is capable of wiping out any angel.
At that moment, Akumo would come to his thoughts.
Yester, immediately, go to the northern end of Universe 6 and bring Toa. It seems she's on the verge of death.
But my lord, how is this possible?
I don't know, Yester, but go immediately since Toa shouldn't have too much time left.
Yester at that moment would disappear towards the point where Toa's energy was felt, which was about to disappear. At the moment of arriving, he would transmit a part of his energy, and in the same way, he would return quickly. At that moment of arriving, among the 6 rebel gods that began to pass him ki so that he would be able to recover the gift of healing. Nevertheless, one of the 6 rebel gods was bursting with anger.
I don't know who the hell you are, but I swear that I'll finish with that damned one that has left my wife in these conditions. If you mess with her, I'll finish you, you miserable one.
At that moment, the entire Universe 18 was engulfed in flames. Lightning, even the planets that were around them were turning into simple ashes.
Cantor, calm down. We don't know what happened, and clearly we'll have revenge for this, but you must calm down.
Meanwhile, in the special rooms, 2 days had passed in which all the warriors would come out, causing an incredible tremor through the 18 universes. Even such power would reach the entire realm.
Whose powers are these? But 2 of them are the ones that stood out the most.
In the 18th universe, Akuma would stand up.
This power is of a Punisher level warrior.
At that moment, Toa would open her eyes, but had an expression of absolute fear and would start screaming.
Those eyes! Those eyes! I won't forget those ice cold silver eyes. I don't want to fight him anymore. He's a monster.
My dear, tell me who did this to you. I'll personally take care of ending his life.
No one can. We should never mess with him. It was better to end his life instead of sealing his power.
Back to Goku and the others.
So, Toa's arrived with the other gods. I have a surprise for you.
At that moment, Toa's body would begin to inflate like a balloon.
Infernal explosion!
A great explosion would be created all over that place where the rebel gods were.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.